What about these ear things? Are they that easy to play, Midge?
Yeah, I mean, not being a keyboard player, I mean, I dabble with keyboards and I like playing about with them, but I wouldn't call myself a keyboard player. They're great fun to play with, but they're a bit complex. It's like working those, you know, micro computer things. You know, it's like going back to school to learn how to play the thing. So you've got to have a basic understanding of it. This one's great. This is my favourite, this thing.
What is this called, this one?
It's a German synthesizer. It's a PPG. Don't ask me what that stands for. It's a digital synthesizer, and you get this lovely thing here with it as well.
What does that do?
Well, it actually records sound, so you can, you know, put anything into it. It stores the sound on floppy disks, and then analyses that sound and plays it back on a keyboard. So, I mean, what I've got in here just now is me singing, going, perfect pitch, yeah? So you can actually do a harmony, I suppose. Sing with your keyboard. And you can do all sorts of bits and pieces. You could put that on a sequence. It's like a choir of gnomes singing.
There's a whole album there,
Instant Train.
Who did that? Oh, that was me. What's this one? Yes, we've been waiting all day.
This one's noisy, this one. This is like Billy, our main keyboard player. This is his solo synth, so he does all sorts of, you know.
A bit of an Ultravox trademark, that.
It is a bit that type of sound, yeah. Well, it doesn't matter what synthesizer Billy used. They all sound like Billy's played them. You know, that sound is a real Ultravox sound.
How many do you take on the road, actually, Midge?
On this tour, because the stuff's getting pretty complicated now, we've got another couple of guys helping us out, so there's even more keyboards. There must be about 18 or 19 keyboards on stage, which is annoying, because if we did use a tape, you could probably scrap most of them, you know, and just mine, like everyone else. But I mean, taking sort of 20 keyboards on the road with you is painful, believe me, it's painful. They tend to break down a lot.
Now, what about this one, Midge?
This one's sort of bottom of the range price-wise, but quality-wise, it's nearer the top. It's the latest thing from the Japanese company. It'll remain nameless.
Of course.
And it's a great thing. It's a digital synthesizer, but it's got 64 memories in it, and you can put cartridges in here that have another 64 memories, so you can, you know, update all your sounds, and you change the sounds that's in it and put them into your own cartridge, and you can do anything you like with it. This sound, it's got great things. It's like, being Japanese, of course, you get kotos in it, you know. Very nice.
And of course, you can literally bend a note these days, can't you?
Yeah, you can do anything. It's touch sensitive as well. I mean, the koto. Whereas, you know, 5 years ago, synthesizers were still fairly basic, and you couldn't put any expression into the playing at all. But this is great. I mean, steel drums. You know. It's great. Tubular bells.
Got the backdrop there. Where does it all end, Midge? I mean,
there.
The feeling is gone, only you and I. It means nothing to me. This means nothing to me.
Going back to Vienna, I mean, that really kind of lodged you in the minds of the visual populace. Yeah. I mean, that was a classic, wasn't it?
It is a bit, yeah. It was the first one to actually look like a movie. I mean, the idea was to make it look like a 4-minute movie, as opposed to a sort of glossy video, you know. And I say that because we always do everything on 16mm film, which gives us a quality that we like. I mean, this is done in 16mm, only the best, you know. This is 16mm. So that's what set it off. I mean, the idea of like the black and white imagery and making it look slightly old-fashioned but quite modern at the same time. And that did sort of stand out at the time. I mean, it's now 5 years old.
Is that your favourite Ultravox video?
Yeah, probably one of the favourites. I mean, there's good bits and bad bits in each video we do. One of my all-time faves was the Thin Wall, which was just a series of really bizarre images.
Oh, with the hands
The
coming
hands
out.
coming through the wall.
Yeah.
Very, yeah.
That was pretty scary, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit, yeah. Didn't get shown, I don't think.
No?
Frightened the kids.
Really?
Frightened me.